What's going on, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls? You know what time it is. Episode 88 in the mix, big baby. Before we get started, you know what time it is. No financial advice. And as always, if you got yourself an iPhone and or an Android, do yourself a favor and stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrencies and NFTs. I am your host, Ganis TV. What's going on, y'all? And let's get to it. All right, and we are live and direct. So first off, I want to say thank all y'all for coming out, and Cruzy as well. Thank you for taking some time and saying thank you for coming on as well. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
100%. Usually how we do start it for the people that don't know you yet, because I know you've been in some Twitter spaces, doing some stuff with some monkey artwork, things like that. Realistically, just a quick background about yourself. How did you get introduced into crypto in general before we get into the whole art talk? How did you honestly get introduced into crypto? Was it BTC, Ethereum, go to Solana? What was that story?
Man, so yeah, kind of the crypto boom in whenever that's 2017-ish, 2016. Got into some some smaller shit coins. Made a little bit of money just from friends, suggesting this, suggesting that. Didn't really know too much about it. So just kind of dove in and threw some money here and there. Made a little bit of money, and anything that can throw some shekels in the bank account kind of appetized me and caught my eye. So that's what got me into crypto in the first place. And then Chad here used to work for Merrill Lynch, so he's a financial guy. So we got talking about crypto and NFT, and kind of the idea was born to create our own project around my art, and that's kind of where my crypto journey began.
Nice. I won't be rude. I'll ask both of you real quick as well. Quick, same question. How did y'all find crypto? Kind of same 2017 range, or what was y'all's backstory on it?
Yeah, I can jump in. Really, back in 2011, believe it or not, I bought some Bitcoin. Got caught up in the old. It was mainly, honestly, because of Silk Road. Back in the day, got caught up in the Mount Gox situation, and honestly, like that made me write off crypto for years and years. I traded a little here and there with Cruz and some other people, but really what got me back in, like, this most recent sort of people are spending a bunch of money on JPEGs. And I was like, what is this? Like, what, what is going on? So I collected quite a bit or a little bit on Ethereum, not early enough to get anything crazy, but I just realized like it's not sustainable. Jumped into some Tezos stuff and saw some really, really dope art, and I loved it. And then I discovered Solana, and I was like, this is community. And I just fell in love. And like, I'm a Solana maxi now. But it was interesting, like the Tezos Solana thing. I was like, let's get some dope art on Solana. Let's get some high effort, fine art on Solana. So that's kind of where the idea of this entire project kind of started.
Nice.
Yeah, Stove, what about you, my friend?
Yeah. So Cruz said, Chatty was at Merrill Lynch. We both worked at Merrill Lynch, grew up in that.
Super doxed now.
Yeah, very doxed. Very much that, 8 to 10% a year seems achievable if you're, in your risky speculative stocks. So hearing crypto a lot throughout, probably up into that 2017 boom, I completely exited out, moved to San Francisco, and it felt a lot like Miami, right? Like every single person there had their like ear on the ground talking about crypto. And then when I moved back to Jacksonville, I got in with Chatty and I just jumped down the rabbit hole. This whole community, all of these like cool JPEGs, it was a refresher for me, man. I grew up like loving all this branding and seeing it everywhere and seeing like, unique Pokemon cards, things like that. And felt like there were these communities again. And so it just completely took over our lives at this point. Solana is the most, totally accessible chain. And that's really why we're here. And then meeting Cruz was kind of life-changing here. It was a way to get into the system. It was a way to learn. And here we are 6 months later. So yeah, it's exciting.
Nice. So with the cruise on this one, I guess stuff kind of answered. Have you been working on this for, I guess, 6 months? When, and honestly, like in your mind, where you had that decision, that thought, where like, hey, I want to turn my artwork into an NFT. When was that point? And honestly, like, what was that? What was those thoughts as?
Yeah, man. So it was back in, I believe, October. We started talking about it. Like I said, I didn't really know anything about NFTs. I was just kind of focused on my physical, in real life art. Chad and I had a conversation. He was kind of breaking down the whole NFT experience for me, and trying to, so I could grasp it. I didn't really see how I could kind of enter the game, or why it would be beneficial or anything like that. So we had a conversation, and he explained it really well. And by the end of it, we were kind of on the path of, all right, we got a project here. Like, let's create something around my art. It's very unique. A lot of people in real life have never seen a quadriplegic mouth painter, let alone in the new NFT space. So it was kind of like, gives us a little platform to stand out a bit, and to try and get some eyes on the project and what we're doing and the mission, and the philanthropy behind it. Yeah, so it's been about 6 months now. We've been working on it. Just dropped last Friday, and we were able to sell out in like 18 hours. So that was, a huge day for us. We were all super stoked, and like crazy that it all came to fruition. And we're on this journey, and now we actually have something tangible to continue working on, and provide value to our community. So man, it's super exciting.
Nice. With the project, because I even told you before, I hit that record button to go live. I was probably gonna butcher it. All I can see is the triple C's. Because I'm always listening to Rick Ross, everything like that. But the project's name, what is the actual name of it that way, for people that are listening and want to take a look at it? What's the actual project's name?
So it's the Curious Creature Collective, and on Twitter we are at Stay Curious NFT.
Heard that. I guess with the name on that one, is there a reason behind why you chose that name, or just feeling creative and stuff, or how did that come about?
Yeah, so most of my original art for the last decade or so has been like creature based. So I was raised on the water, on and off of sailboats, down the Bahamas, down the Caribbean, like bright colors. So that's kind of where my inspiration comes from, is just like bright colors, stuff that'll catch your eye. I started doing like marine life because, like I said, I grew up on the water, and then that kind of transitioned into doing like some tropical, birds and animals, and stuff that just kind of looked cool. So the creature thing was just kind of always there. And Chad, he mentioned earlier that he has a brewery up there in Jacksonville, that's called the Cultured Collective Brewing. So we kind of played off of that and tried to keep the C's rolling. C for Chad, C for Cruz. And yeah, so it's kind of stumbled upon the Curious Creature Collective, and our main character Mala, the giraffe. I did that. I don't even know how long ago now. But if you look at it, it's just a curious ass looking creature. It's just staring right at you, and it just wants to know.
And the collective kind of touches on like the the collective kind of touches on the future, and I'm sure we'll get into it, the DAO, and potential future projects that Cruise does and stuff. That's it is a collective, not only with the community that we have and everything like that, but it kind of hints at the future, and it's curious creatures. That's what we're working with.
No, I like with the art. I guess with you, Cruzy. I mean, I'll be real. I haven't seen a quadriplegic, I guess, an artist before, and then two, just straight up, I give you the props because I don't know how you keep anything in the lines, because I'd be, going some crazy shit. But honestly, with you, and I guess with the art story, when did you, I guess, realize, honestly, you wanted to, I guess, paint, make art, and then, I guess, not to be too personal or anything like that. Have you always been quadriplegic, or was it an accident, or I guess what what has happened or what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, no worries, man. I'm an open book, man. You got a question, feel free to ask. That's how people learn. That's how awareness is spread. So that's kind of what we're all about is whether it's disability or mental health awareness, like we want to spread awareness. So yeah, man, I actually had a spinal cord injury like 13 years ago. I was skimboarding at the beach and I fell off the board, hit the back of my head on the sand, shattered my C4 vertebrae. And the four actually comes in, and you'll see a lot of fours in our project to symbolize the vertebrae that I shattered. So that was 13 years ago. The rehab center that I went to right after my accident up in Atlanta, Georgia, called the Shepherd Center. They teach you and your family everything you need to know about how to kind of live your new life and like how to take care of yourself and how your body works now because it's a lot different. And they also offer classes kind of like in a school setting, and they had an art class. So I took this art class a couple of times, and that made it apparent to me that all right, like if I want to paint, I can do it with my mouth. I can make it happen. I wasn't really super into it. And I think it was like 6 months after I returned home from the rehab center. I was just kind of, lazing around. I didn't have a lot going on. And I was like, you know what, let me try and paint something. So I did like one or two paintings. They actually came out pretty well. People seemed to like them. My mom started like printing them on apparel, and we were selling them as a fundraiser. And it just kind of blossomed from there. So over the last like 5 years or so, I've gotten a bit more serious with it, and I've kind of created a brand around myself and kind of a little business. Uh, and now that's kind of led us here to this NFT project.
Nice. With, I guess with the artwork, because I ask honestly every artist that comes on, do you remember that first, I guess, piece that you did? I guess kind of like you said that you remember you're like, damn, this is fresh. Do you have that it moment? And do you still have that piece or that story? Do you have a story with that?
So kind of my second piece that I ever did, which was I think in my first like session of painting, was kind of like my staple, and that's kind of like what people know me for. It was a mahi mahi fish. Um, and looking back at it now, like it's dope, but it was kind of like a animated, like not high quality, realistic type thing. But it worked then, and it got me on the road to where I am today. And everybody's got to start somewhere. So, but I didn't really see that and like, oh damn, I'm a fucking artist. Like I'm crushing it. Let's go. It's been a progression. So not really like a it moment, but yeah, it definitely sticks in the mind of like that's my kind of where my journey began was with that mahi.
Nice. The Honestly, I guess with the creative process on not exactly, I guess the most recent projects you have. Um, Honestly, I guess what is that creative process like? I mean, a lot of stuff it seems like I guess would be kind of beach Florida-ish, like water related. Um, is it honestly the same process as I guess before the accident where you see something in your head, you're doing it, or is it I guess a different process? How does that work?
So I didn't do any art prior to the accident actually. So now it's really just like, yeah, I kind of need to feel inspired. Like I'll see something, whether it's scrolling through social media or watching a TV show or a movie or whatever it may be. Something kind of piques the interest, and I'm like, damn, like that would look sick. Like let me try and paint that. And I've been doing a couple of collaborations recently that have kind of like got me out of my comfort zone, and I'm trying different mediums. I'm trying bigger pieces. And yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying the process.
Hell yeah.
I try to feel inspired, and then once that strikes, I just try to enjoy the process and have fun while doing it. Because for quite a few years, it wasn't really a passion for me, but now it's kind of like, all right, this is my thing. Like this is what I like doing. So let's just enjoy it.
Hell yeah. On
Yeah.
I guess question with the kind of the Web 2 and Web 3 kind of art process because I know you said that before you made some of the paintings. I guess had them for awareness. Um, is this project the first I guess NFT based just art in general you've like sold or were you I guess having your art into NFTs beforehand or is this your first bang?
This is it, man. This is it.
Nice.
I was
Sold out too.
Yeah, man, that's like I said earlier, man. It was kind of electric, dude. Like we've been working on this for 6 months. Never done anything like this before. Never done any type of digital artwork. And so yeah, I did like close to 100 paintings. We digitized them, turned them into NFTs, locked them into the blockchain and smart contracts, all that hibbity hoopla on the back end. And yeah, man, first NFT project, 6 months in, sold out. And it's been amazing, man.
Nice. So with the people that don't know, I guess with the project, say if they listen to the podcast and like, oh shit, I want to see what's going on with it. I guess if nothing comes with it, it's all good. What does I guess we were talking about some DAO stuff, things like that. With the owners, I guess what can they expect? What honestly, one, does anything come with it, or two, is it just the art? I guess what is y'all's overall project about?
Yeah, I'll pass that off to one of these gentlemen.
Yeah, I can jump in. So yeah, I mean, obviously we started this project. It's an artist-led, art-focused project, and like that is what we're focusing on. High effort art, fine art in the Solana ecosystem. And we're trying to add that level of culture into like everything that we're doing. There is utility associated with Mala. So it is our OG creature. There is more to come, and we're pretty excited about what we have lined up. But as far as like right now, utility, if you own one, you get accepted into our DAO, and we're building that out right now. We have relationships with some incredible underrepresented artists. Honestly, they're mostly Cruz's connections. He has been in connection with some extremely dope artists. Like just recently, Cruz was featured for LVMH, the parent company of Louis Vuitton, at Art Basel. He's done some really insane. He's a super humble guy. Like he's not going to brag about himself, but some of the like collaborations in real life that he's done have been awesome. The honoraries that he's done in the Solana space has been friggin' sick. And honestly, just like as a side note, he busted his ass painting over 100 paintings, with his mouth. Like you got to see, if you haven't seen these time lapses that he does, he videos everything that he does. It's just sick to see this stuff come together. So like that's the focus, right? It's high effort, fine art in the Solana ecosystem. We're trying to build this thing out, in this ecosystem that we love. But above and beyond that, you have one, you get accepted into the DAO. We have tons of decisions that are going to be made about our artist incubator. We're onboarding underrepresented artists into the space. We're going to do everything that they need, whether it's dev work, whether it's marketing, even physical things that people need. Cruz can, maybe touch on some of the things like his dad has built for him to make this entire process work, and even other processes. But if you own two, we're gonna do an insane, like really cool print of whichever mala you want, packaged really nicely, something to hang up in real life. You're also gonna get guaranteed. And sorry, take a step back. If you own one, you'll get guaranteed whitelist on anything that we curate through the Artist Incubator, and guaranteed whitelist for any future Curious Creature Collective drops. And then if you own two, you get guaranteed whitelist, or guaranteed airdrops. I'm sorry, for both of those. Guaranteed airdrops for anything from the Artist Incubator, guaranteed airdrops for anything from Generative Curious Creature. And then three is pretty insane, man. It's everything previously stated, but we're going to continuously do these raffles for Cruz's one of one pieces. So one of those 100 in real life paintings, we're going to be raffling off. If you own three, you get entered into that raffle. We're also going to be raffling off every year, and Cruz can touch on his philanthropy that he's been doing for the last 13 years. We have a Cruiserpalooza in South Florida. It's an absolute party. It's sick. It's all you can eat, all you can drink, which is my favorite part. And you know, we'll be flying people to that to meet up. We're going to have an NFT space, you know, kind of like a VIP thing at the Palooza. And then, crazy enough, we're doing a second trip. They'll be like 6 months apart, to Giraffe Manor. If you've ever seen that in Nairobi, Africa, where like the giraffes come in and they're like, you know, poking their heads in where you eat and stuff like that. So yeah, man, we're doing all sorts of insane things as far as like perks. But I think the biggest thing is being a part of something that's sort of bigger than yourself in the sense of philanthropy. We're doing auctions every single month. And Cruz can talk about the Walking with Anthony philanthropy that we're partnered with. But we just raised 25 Sol that we'll be giving to him. We just got that. We'll be giving to his foundation. And that's just the first, you know, philanthropy edition that we're going to be given. We'll be doing that every single month. So the DAO is kind of set up in the sense of being a philanthropy altogether for that onboarding white glove service for these underrepresented artists. And then, you know, the philanthropy aspect is weaved within our entire, you know, project. And it's pretty much everything, you know, that we're doing.
Nice. With
Let's go.
There we go. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's fucking do it. No, I was gonna ask a little bit with the I told you before I'm horrible with words. Philanthropy on that one. I guess you've been doing it for the last 13 years. What made you, I guess, start wanting to, I guess, honestly, give back, stuff like that? When and how did that start?
Honestly, it started with being a fundraiser for myself. My cousin, like, I was still at the rehab center that I mentioned earlier, Shepherd Center. So it was like 4 or 6 weeks after my accident. My cousin started this fundraiser called Cruiser Palooza right in her front yard in this cul-de-sac. Had like 300 people come out, raised like 40 grand in one night.
Yeah.
Fucking insane. So that's kind of how it started, and it became an annual event. We've gone through like 3 different venues. COVID, unfortunately, like we had to take a step back. I didn't do it for a couple of years. But we, you know, our biggest event was at the largest outdoor venue here in Delray Beach, sunny South Florida, called Old School Square. And we had almost 1,500 people come out. We raised over $100,000. And that was the first year that I was able to kind of donate a portion to somebody else. And I donated a large portion to the Christopher and Dana Reeves Foundation for spinal cord injury research. And that's kind of what it's turned into. And that's kind of what the goal is. And that's kind of melded with the DAO's vision as well, as just to be able to give back. So this Cruisapalooza that we just had, I donated 50% of the proceeds, which was upwards of 20 grand, to actually another quadriplegic mouth painting artist from Miami who's super dope, but just does not have the support, does not have the any type of care that I do. Like I'm very privileged and lucky enough to have a family and friends and community around me who have supported year after year, whether it's financially or like physically, like, you know, taking care of me, which is amazing. But a lot of people don't have that. So being able to utilize this event now with its success and growth to be able to give back and like actually change people's lives and improve their quality of life, hopefully, is pretty amazing. So that's, yeah, like Chad said, the philanthropy is kind of like weaved within everything we do. And that's kind of the ultimate goal and vision, is to be able to help people and try to change people's lives.
I like it. I do got a question because, I mean, Chad said you're super humble, and apparently you sound like you're fucking bossing it up for the last 13 whatever years. Hindsight, I mean, how does it feel like knowing that you've changed, that you're helping change someone's life, and like I mean, I guess, yeah, the 20,000, that's fucking strong as hell, but it doesn't matter if it's a 20,000 or, you know, stuff like that. Is it as rewarding feeling, I guess, as selling out, you know, on that one, or what type of feeling?
It's better, dude. It's honestly better. Like, I don't know, you know, when you're a kid and like you're waiting for Christmas and like you're like, fuck yeah, I got all these gifts, everything's for me, I want all my presents. And then you kind of get older and it's like the giving back part, like you love giving a dope gift to somebody who's like going to appreciate it or whatever. And like that feels good. And this is just like 10 times that, because it's not just a gift. It's like literally, you know, for some people it could save their lives. They could have care that, you know, maybe, you know, whatever the situation is, like it could literally save some of these people's lives. And that feeling of like just being able to physically insert yourself into somebody's personal life or situation or circumstance and alter that for the better is like, you know, I honestly can't even describe that feeling. So to be able to do that with what we're doing and with this Cruisapalooza that we've been doing for years now, and kind of shift the focus off of me onto other people, it's pretty insane, man. That's a great question, man. I'm glad you asked that.
Nah, for sure, man. On, I guess with the artwork, things like that, because you know, I was looking at the, like, it's like the time lapses. On average, 'cause, you know, of course, every piece, well, I'm sure it takes a little bit of time. Averagely, how long does one take? Like the process of that one. Honestly, I mean, I guess do you have someone to, I guess, give you honestly the not stencils, just
Paintbrush?
thing. There we go, the paintbrush. I'm over here, can't even talk. With that one, yeah, honestly, like honestly, what is the process? How do you do it that way?
Yeah, so it's usually takes anywhere, depending on like the intricacy and the size of the piece, anywhere from like 2 to maybe 6 or 8 hours per piece. So I do have care or somebody with me most of the time. So if I need a color change or a different brush or something, like I just, you know, holler out, somebody will come help me adjust, change, whatever it may be, and then yeah, and then kind of start over and get after it.
Heard
To
that.
add to that, I know you're
Yeah.
asking like the functionality. Cruise uses a mouth stick, so like they've kind of retrofitted something that's similar to like a mouth guard, and then the paintbrush is kind of inserted into. So you can use different paintbrushes, stuff like that. So obviously you're seeing him do it with his mouth, but yeah, just add that in there.
No, 100%. With the, I was gonna see one more quick thing. I gotta ask because, you know, again, like I said before, my neck would be killing me. At first, when you first started doing it, could you feel like I guess your neck like muscles being different, and if you did, like, do you still feel it now, or because again, even a straight line, I probably can't even do a fucking straight line just down, left, or right. But
Dude,
Dude has
I
a
can't
thick
do a
neck.
straight line
He has
either.
a
yeah,
thick neck.
what the lion,
He's
dog?
got
I
a
see you.
thick potato going on there, man.
Yeah, so when I first started painting, it was super new after my accident. I had lost a shit ton of weight. I was, you know, I had no muscle. I mean, I'm still super skinny, have like not a lot of muscle now. But yeah, I was like very early on, so I was kind of like, I don't know if fragile's the word, but I wasn't all there. So I was weak, and yeah, I would get sore and couldn't paint for that long back in the day. But you know, I did 11 years of you know, physical therapy pretty aggressively. So I have what I do have in like my shoulders, my neck, a little bit of core movement, a little bit of movement in my right arm. It's like pretty my stamina is fairly good, so I can, yeah, I can paint for, you know, a super long session, a handful of hours, and be fine. Like my teeth will get a little sore from holding the brush, but as far as like muscle tightness or anything like that, I'm pretty good on that.
Nice, nice. With the y'all's, I guess y'all's project, the helping out with, I guess, helping like the newer people coming on, was that, I guess, one half of it was probably just because again the philanthropy there, but was it, I guess, also being a new artist going into the I guess NFT industry, looking back hindsight as we'll say as a creator of an NFT project, before artist wise, but as a project, what tips would you give yourself 6 months ago, looking back hindsight, knowing I guess what you do know now? What tips would you give yourself?
Oh, that's a good question, man. Well, just to touch on kind of the first part of the question, I think, like Scott mentioned earlier, that we're kind of here because of accessibility, like inclusivity, accessibility, awareness. So, like I said earlier, I'm very privileged. I'm lucky with all the support, all the help that I have. A lot of people do not have that who are in my situation. So if we can use this platform to benefit them and make it more accessible for them, like maybe they don't even know about NFTs like I did. If we can be that bridge to bring them on and to kind of open their eyes to like, yo, you do these super dope physical art pieces. And yeah, you may sell one here or there. Like if you get into this NFT space, like this can literally become a like a career for you. Like you can do whether it's a generative project or one-of-one auctions, like this is real. Like it's very accessible. You technically don't need to leave your fucking house, you know? Build a team, we'll build a team around you, like, and this can change your life. Like this, you can have sustainable income to take care of yourself potentially for the rest of your life. So that's really the goal of it. And yeah, I guess tips looking back would just be like just learn. That's how we all came into this was like we're not trying to make any money here. We want to learn. If this fails, if we don't sell any NFTs, at least we will learn. Like this is the future. We will be able to gather some information about this technology and like where the world is moving. And yeah, so either way, it's a win-win. You know, we may not sell out, but we will have knowledge to help us on the next endeavor or the next project. So that's kind of been our focus. So I think that would probably be a tip would just be like lean into it, even though that's what you started trying to do anyways. Just lean into that, like learn as much as you can.
No, 100%.
Yeah, I can kind of jump in too if that's
Yeah.
cool. And honestly, I'd like to hear what Stove has to say
I was
too,
about to say
because
we're gonna have to get him to say go Jaguars or something.
yeah,
You've been quiet, you know what I
go
mean?
Jags, baby, go Jags. Yeah, because I mean, honestly, we haven't even talked about this. Our we've just had our heads down, just like there's so many things that go into creating the community. You know, after the fact, like Mint Day was just day one. Ever since then, it's and I love the pressure, but like our community is like, you know, and there's a bit of a culture of like when this, when that, when Lambo type of thing. And we're a little bit of a different project than that, but and our community totally gets it. But yeah, I mean, something that like, and that dude, that's a great question, especially for this podcast series for people to watch and listen and learn. Because, like Cruz said, like we're all just learning in this space. Like everything, you're early, we're all early, and we're all just learning. But you know, the biggest thing that I like, if I could tell myself 6 months ago, was just patience. You know, every day I was like, okay, we don't have enough people in the Discord. We don't have enough people following us on Twitter. We don't have our whitelist set up. We don't have this. You know, it's just like patience. Like go through the process, go through whatever your process is. You know what I mean? And the other thing is like just do what you believe in. It's not like chasing every single thing. Like this project goes on fire because they did this, and like, you know, one project is super popular right now and, you know, sold out really quickly, and you know, others are tanking or doing whatever. It's just like understand your process and just keep going. That's the biggest thing I think with many of these projects, and all of our timelines are, you know, obviously we have short-term timelines, 1 month, 3 month, but we have 6 month timeline, 1 year timeline, 5 year timeline, 10 year timeline. Like we're going to be here creating in this space, and it may look a little different than it looks like today, what we're doing a year from now or 2 years from now. And maybe, you know, we pivot a little bit here or there, but it's the consistency and just sticking to what your ethos is, and you know, what your project is all about. Patience, and just keep pushing. Honestly, if I had to talk to myself 6 months ago, because I had a lot of stress, a lot of stress. Still, even more stress today. Honestly, it's worse. But yeah,
No,
Yeah,
I
I'll
like it.
touch on that as well. You know,
Mhm.
I think it's been the learning, right? We're still learning, and it's really the whole reason why a lot of us went headfirst into this project was to continue to learn. Because if you're not learning in this space, you're never gonna, you know, pick it up. You're never gonna get that gold mine. Um, and maybe one of the best pieces of advice or something that was told to our team when we first started this was like, what worked 2 months ago will not work now. And they couldn't have been more right. I mean, every single time we go through a process, if it works or it doesn't work, it's very unlikely it's repeatable again. And so we're on to the next move, on to the next idea. Just like your community is asking for updates, announcements, what's next. It's because they want to know. They're expecting something new. This space is continuously moving. Everybody is expecting big things from this ecosystem. And we're hoping to deliver that. But, come from a little bit of a finance background. We understand the patience in building. And that's what we're going to continue to do. Cruz is here painting. We're building this community, strong community as well. When we first started this, thought process was 4,000 pieces. Thought it was better to prove to a smaller community what we have is authentic, and we will grow from there. And so that is what we've done. We're happy with the sellout, but once Monday morning hit, sellout was behind us, and it's time to move forward.
Yeah, I'll speak because I've heard it, because I've never done it, but I've always heard it. Like you just said, the work starts after mint. So I don't know if that's true or not, because I don't have my own project, but it sounds like it's always been. So y'all keep busting it and grinding it. Question on the art as well, Cruzy. Every time I want to back, Cruzy, baby.
Hey, we love it.
Let's
Let's go.
That's what I'm talking. I love the fucking energy.
Love the energy.
With I guess with the canvas and stuff like that. Are there? I guess what? I guess software or stuff do you use to scan it? Because I honestly ask everyone, so it doesn't matter if you're quadriplegic or not. Like how do you get it on the canvas on there? Just a good old iPhone? Do you have like a certain scanner that way? What personally do you use, or I guess y'all use?
Like as far as transferring the actual physical work into like digital work.
Yeah.
So I just have like a Canon 5D or something like that. So just a high quality DSLR camera. And just set it up.
Camera, $20,000 lens. I got you. I actually fuck with camera, so no, heard that because I always wondered because
it's the job done.
For sure. With the honestly, just a personal question on that. With the art, do you have a favorite thing to paint or make on that, or is it really just whatever the vibe is?
Yeah, it's really just the vibe. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm doing a couple of collaborations with an artist here in Florida. Kind of has the same inspiration as I do, like bright, colorful, like beach, nautical, just something that'll like catch people's eyes with the colors. So I try to just stick to that. But I mean, another like medium of just doing like abstract stuff. So it could be a creature or something that normally would be kind of bland, but you just kind of spice it up and fuck around with the colors and like make it look super dope. And that kind of, catches people's eyes even more because they've seen this super bland thing all the time and it doesn't do anything for them. But when you see it in a whole new light and all new colors and a different perspective, then it's like, oh shit, that's dope. So yeah, it's really, if something strikes, throw a little bright colors on it, see how it comes out.
With y'all's project overall, because again, crypto timing, 1 month seems like 4 years, and 4 years seems like fucking 16 decades. So of course, hard to say exactly, but what do you and y'all want to be known for? And say that the 4 or 6 months, what do you want your project to be known for?
Man,
I'll touch it.
Go for it, man.
I was gonna say, like, I think we are very unique. I don't think there's another project like us. So our goal is to grow this community and bring more attention to the underrepresented artist space, the disabled artist space. 6 months ago, my goal was to get Cruz into the metaverse. And I think that goal is still on the table. I'd like for him to be the first quadriplegic in the metaverse rolling around. So, that's our far end goal, but he probably has more micro goals than that macro one. So I'll let him dive in.
Yeah, man. I mean, that would be sick to be the first quad rolling around in the metaverse. But I think I'm probably going to steal this one from Chad, but just to be kind of the first, maybe not even the first, but just like the first of our kind philanthropy NFT project. Like all the way through, we don't want this to be about the money. Like this is about helping people. This is about trying to change lives. If we're able to, take some pennies and some coins out of this to fund our lives or other projects or endeavors, amazing. But like the goal is the art, the high effort art, and to be able to use the platform to invoke good and change people's lives.
No, 100%.
Yeah, and I truly believe, like, obviously many projects are giving to philanthropies. Many projects are donating a large portion of their raises to charity, which is awesome to see. But I truly believe, like I said, we intend to be in this space for 10 plus years. We intend to be here forever, as long as this space exists. And we want to be the biggest philanthropic entity, in the space, and I think that we can be. We're going to continuously give to charities, and our DAO altogether, our project altogether, is going to be a charity. We are going to onboard insanely sick artists to the Solana ecosystem. And the biggest thing is like, you hold an OG mala. We did a tiny collection, 444, because we wanted a tight knit group of people that truly believed in what we're trying to build. It's not about a vast ecosystem of like, okay, everybody, what's happening, what when this, when that. It's like, if we can get a core group of people to believe in what we're trying to build and do something for good, they're going to be rewarded handsomely, hand over fist, with every single artist we bring into this ecosystem. And that's the goal. We will be the biggest philanthropy on Solana, maybe on any blockchain ever. And that's kind of, we're starting small, it's gradually, and then all of a sudden. And that's what's really cool and really special about this very first collection. And already we're seeing in the Discord, like, the people that are in there, it's just insanely awesome vibes. It's a totally different community than you're used to, where I love all these DJing communities. I'm a part of all of them. All of us have thug birds. Like, we love the birds, we
Let's go.
we love all these communities, but this is just something that's not happening in this ecosystem, and it's needed. Diversity and inclusion is a portion of every business in the corporate world, and it will be a part of every successful NFT. And we're going to be that that platform for those people. We're already collaborating with all of the biggest projects on Solana. We will continue to do that. So that's our goal. It's being here forever, and it's being here for good.
And I think he always forgets to add this on the end, but let's go.
Let's go. I like it. With the I guess the people that would be listening in, and they're artists, I guess overall with y'all stuff, I guess, do they have to have, I guess, a disability overall? If not, one, totally cool. But like, in general, how would people get in contact with y'all? Is it at the Stay Curious? Is it on y'all's personal ones? People that are interested in, want to be a part of what y'all are doing, where is the best places to find you/y'all?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Discord is the best place. Curious Creature Collective. You can find us obviously on Twitter at Stay Curious. That's the best place. And we're not our focus is broad. It is underrepresented artists, but we want everyone to reach out. Our DAO is going to control these decisions. You know what I mean? And we are going to go out and curate. We're art focused first. You know what I mean? It's high effort, high quality, fine art. That's what we're going for on the Solana ecosystem. If that's what you're down with, obviously our focus is trying to prop up underrepresented artists, but it's bringing dope art to our collectors. It's providing value to our collectors. And where they find the value is where we're going to go. So yeah, I mean, definitely reach out to us. Look, we're an open book right now. We started with a small collection. We start with a small community. Maybe at some point the DMs won't be open, but like our DMs are open. And you know, if you're doing sick art and you need assistance with whatever, and you want to be a part of our artist incubator, like we're ready for you.
I probably speak for Cruz too. I mean, he answers every single DM. I mean, he is in our group daily. He wakes up in the Discord. He goes to sleep in the Discord. And I haven't been in a Discord since I've been in NFTs where the artist founder had this much interaction with the community, and it shows. They love it.
Yeah.
I will say, great. I don't want to have y'all's NFT or your NFT, so don't hate me. I'm sorry, just being honest. But what you just said, honestly, that's as just an outsider person, just who owns NFTs, stuff like that. Like, honestly, it might seem like a little thing, but it actually is a big thing because, again, everyone else, of course, everyone's asking, when's Lambo, when's Ferrari, when's, 911 GT3, that's what I want. But, you know what I mean? At the same time, shit takes time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Couple more questions because I'm looking at the time. I'm pretty sure I already got y'all like 45 minutes, so hopefully y'all aren't pissed at me.
I thought you said it wasn't going to be a Joe Rogan podcast.
It wasn't. Listen, we got 6 more hours to go. You know what I mean? Speaking of Joe, come on in. No.
What up, Jamie?
Wouldn't that be some shit? But yo, your boy's connected. I ain't that connected. Tell you that much.
I
was gonna say, I guess with some of the artists, if you can, Cruz, because I think Chad mentioned it because of course you were super humble, but I guess got some connects in the art world, stuff like that. The normies in the art world, I guess how have they, the people you've talked to, how have they, I guess, thought of NFTs, bringing their type of artwork over to, we'll say Solana, but NFTs in general. The people you have talked to, are a lot of them open-minded, kind of closed off until they do their own work? What are their perceptions been?
So as far as people with disabilities, like I have a handful of acquaintances who are super dope, mostly quadriplegic artists who also paint with their mouth. And they were kind of the same as I was 6 months ago when Chad and I first started talking about this. Was like, I don't see how my work can be implemented in this digital space. Like what's the point? Like how is it going to work? Why would people want my stuff? And after just having a fairly brief conversation with them, we're at least able to like pique their interest and get them, like, they can see the potential of it, which is great. I mean, that's how everything starts, So, but yeah, a lot of people are hesitant of NFTs, as I'm sure you know as well. It's just like, what the hell is that? That's so stupid. Like, why would I want that? I want this on my wall. I don't want a piece of digital whatever in my digital wallet. Like, what the fuck is that? So yeah, just like having educational conversations and like trying to open people's eyes, and they're coming around to it. So it's that's kind of the fun process as well. It's almost like being a sports agent or something, like trying to recruit these people to like get on board with the project, convince them of like the possibilities and where it could take them, and hopefully they're able to see the vision and want to take that journey with us.
No, I love it. With the, I guess, stuff, because this probably won't be out till Monday. Are y'all working on anything that people in the Discord are thinking of wanting on, or y'all just got your heads down grinding right now? Any alpha in general y'all can give? If not, it's all good. But anything like that, or how the Discord vibes?
My mouth is sealed, but one of these guys.
Hey, the Discord vibes are good. We've kind of like broken up what sort of like updates and things we give to. We're doing like weekly updates. So these updates will already be out. You're part of some of the alpha, man. I mean, like doing the podcast. But obviously, like, value and the curious creature development aspect is like top of mind. Like that's the top tier sort of what our focus is. And while we don't have a major focus on the marketing, the partnerships, sort of the community initiatives, we know that that's necessary for any brand to succeed. So that's kind of like our second tier. And then our third tier is really just our foundation, like what everything is built on, the artist incubator and charity. So one of the things is the charity that we will be giving our first, 25 soul to the Walking with Anthony Foundation. We do have some pretty sick, holder value that we're going to release. And basically, like, we're gonna do our very first, and if this comes out Monday, like, that's Mala Monday. Mala is the name of our very first curious creature. So that will be when we're doing our very first cruises, one of one, in real life, sort of contest for individuals to receive that. So to be able to hang up a dope piece of art that is an original, from this creation, there will be an NFT associated with it as well. And so that's, our very first contest for that will be released. We're giving out prints to everybody, and it's going to be super sick. I know everybody wants hoodies and stuff like that. Cruz has been doing apparel for years with his personal brand. So that is something that we are going to integrate. And I think we're going to be able to move much quicker than many of these other projects. Obviously, we have a smaller collection, so a smaller number of holders. So we'll be able to move much quicker with that. And it's going to be some sick stuff. We're doing collaborations. I don't necessarily want to say exactly what those are, but we've already done collaborations with Soul Gods. We've done collaborations with D Gods. We've done collaborations with Solana Monkey Business. I'd love to, maybe Cruz will do a second pixelated, we're all birds, so we
You're gonna have to put a
that's
little
near and
feather
dear to the
out
heart.
for y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See if we can make something happen. No promises.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just a podcast guy, but I throw a wing out for you.
Yeah. And I mean, look, honestly, join the Discord. We got a ton of stuff that we're working on. It's going a mile a minute, and then obviously our artist incubator, and then our next project. Like, all of that is coming out. All of the value is being put back into this artist incubator and the Curious Creature Collective. So my suggestion would be join the Discord. We got great vibes, and we got good updates coming up.
Big under promise, over deliver, guys here.
There you go. Cruz, I got you. Where's y'all?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, let's go, baby.
I guess the kind of last-ish question, wrapping this up, because I could talk for days, but again, I'm going to try to be truthful. I said 30, 45-ish minutes, so trying to keep it around there. We went over a good couple things overall. Was there anything that, honestly, we haven't gone over that y'all don't want to touch on, or that's honestly been on the tip of y'all's tongue that y'all do want to speak on, or...
I got something.
Yeah.
Chad's mentioned the Walking with Anthony Fund charity, and so we partner with them to our monthly giveaway, our monthly auctions are going to be 100% charity based, and as of now, they're going to be going to this Walking with Anthony charity. It's a young man, I think somewhere around my age, early 30s. He had a spinal cord injury in 2010. His mother and himself started this charity called Walking with Anthony, and there's a lot of charities out there that, like I said, one of my Cruisapaloozas, we donated money to the Christopher and Dana, a huge, very well known. They raise millions and millions of dollars annually, but mostly for spinal cord research, which is amazing. But like they're not inserting themselves and changing people's lives, on a daily basis, firsthand. So this charity, Walking with Anthony, does that. They call themselves kind of like the 911 assistants for people who are newly injured. So like if you're newly injured or you know somebody who's newly injured, you reach out to them. They have resources. They give out scholarships. Um, they give mentorship. They give guidance. They let you know like where you can go to get rehab. The scholarships that they offer, get you into these rehab facilities to be able to actually start getting some rehab done, which is crucial when you're early in an injury. So it's a really amazing charity, and we're super stoked to be partnered with them and be able to donate, hopefully thousands of dollars monthly to them. And that will kind of, feed our ultimate goal of trying to be able to help people's, quality of life improve. So, yeah, that's just something that I wanted to mention before we got off here.
No, 100%. I mean, I guess I do have a question on, again, I don't know if it's personal, too personal, anything like that. If someone is listening who might be recent, quadriplegic, something like that, honestly, like hindsight, is there anything I guess you would tell them / tell yourself back when honestly the accident did happen, or I guess any words?
Yeah, man, there's honestly too much to say, but it's just like it kind of comes back to the cliche of like just don't give up, man. For a long time, I had this toxic positivity going on where I was just like, don't give up, like stay positive, like don't even think about the negative. Like, yeah, maybe life sucks, but don't worry about it. Like, we'll go do this, and like that, I'll keep my mind off it. Like, you gotta honor all the feelings, high and low, good and bad. And that honestly, like you'll learn yourself, you learn so much about the world around you, the people around you, and about yourself. And especially when you have an injury and you're newly dealing with it all, it's like it's fucking hard, man. So you gotta do your best to not give up, but just don't like bottle shit up. Um, Take care of yourself how you need to, and just like you got to be selfish at times and take care of yourself. So that would, off the top of the head, that would be a suggestion to somebody who's dealing with a spinal cord injury.
Something that's worth mentioning, Cruise does, like, as far as like Web3 and whatever is concerned, Cruise does a really cool Twitter Spaces every Tuesday and Thursday at what is it, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Cruise?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yeah,
shit, I got you late. My bad, bro.
Yeah. I today actually they were not planning on doing one. Tucker, who he also co-hosts it with, it worked out perfectly. No, you're good. Honestly, like I learn a ton every time I jump on there. Cruz, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that, but that's another place that people can find us, where Cruz is talking super candidly about spinal cord injury and all the like.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, it's just a good space to, like I said, it's all about awareness. Our project and these spaces are kind of separate from the project, but it's just a good place to come. There's always good conversation. Like Chad said, there's always something to be learned about, whether you have a disability or you're able-bodied. Like anyone can become disabled at any moment, so the more you know about it, the more you're armed with any sort of knowledge or anything you can benefit from. So it's been really fun kind of building this small community. We had a couple new people every week, or every couple, we do it twice a week. So every session we have a couple new people, and yeah, it's cool. Just people are asking questions, people are learning, people are sharing. It's just like a safe, fun, comfortable, judgment-free zone to talk about disability and awareness, and whether you're naive to it or whatever. Yeah, there's something to learn. So it's been fun doing that, and would love to have people, if you're listening to this, would love to have you tune in and hopefully come and learn something.
Hell yeah. The last question in general, because I think my memory serves right from how y'all were talking. Have y'all all been to hacker houses in general? And which ones y'all go to? What was your thoughts on the Solana hacker houses?
Cool. We just went to a super lit Miami hacker house where there was a bomb threat and it got shut down. So that was
I'm not gonna lie.
It was like an hour. It was like an hour before Cruz was planning on live painting too, which was crazy. But yeah.
No, honestly,
yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, you're good. I was looking in hindsight. Honestly, I saw you then Cruz there, and I'm sure I saw y'all too as well. I had my podcast set up. Literally, probably 30 minutes after that, hey, everyone, get out! I'm like, sheesh. I didn't get my keys until literally 9 o'clock that night because everything was in there. I was like, bruh. But all in hindsight, honestly, with all the craziness, like it was no, honestly, it wasn't like crazy hectic. Like it was actually very well for what happened because I was talking to one of the security guys and get everything. He's like, yeah, man, it was this big ass dude. You know, yeah, we had about 3-4 dogs go over there and I sniff it. You know, didn't know what it was. You know, hey, listen, if it's a bomb over there, it's gonna be a big one over here. We're good. I'm like, yo, hopefully it's not a bomb. And then he's also like, well, listen, it could be fireworks. Someone shot it off. You know, dogs. I'm like, shit. You know what I mean? And then my dumbass went over there to that street and took a picture of what was going on. So thank God it didn't blow up, and probably I can do that again. On lighter notes, so Miami was when did y'all get there? Did you get there? I think that was Saturday that happened, right?
Saturday, yeah.
Were y'all there beforehand, like at least Tuesday through Thursday stuff, or did y'all get there just that day?
Yeah,
just that day, man.
Same here. I got there Friday.
Quite the experience.
Yeah. It
Are
was
you
something else.
gonna do NFT NYC?
If the soul is good enough for me, yeah. I mean that's the goal. I'm trying to save up so I can spend all of it because yeah, you gotta go to regular work. But yeah, honestly, that's the goal. I went there, and even though all this stuff happened, it was honestly a cool experience, man. Like I met some of the cool people even during that time, and just seeing Solana having something hosted like that. I mean, you can tell that they care. And then even the last day, the Saturday, I guess they had a lot of the events that was supposed to be done Sunday. They had that was supposed to be done Saturday. But honestly, I enjoyed it, even though Saturday really wasn't the whole thing. But I really did enjoy it. So honestly, I like getting y'all's perspective on it because I'm sure some people probably like it. Some people not. I've heard great things on the Seattle ones and I think the Houston one. So I don't know. I've always wanted to get people's input. But other than Miami, any other ones, or was that the first one?
That's the one for me.
Yeah, it's the only one that we've been to. But I don't know that I'm gonna miss another one now.
For sure. On that note, we'll kind of wrap it up with the Twitter Spaces, either the Twitter handles, like where can people find one, the project, two, each of y'all, or three, shout out, which I do want to shout out.
Okay, yeah.
Anyone?
All at once. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cruise, baby.
There it is. That's what we like.
Cruz is gonna toss it to Chad and Scott.
Yeah,
you can get us
obviously
Twitter.
You can find Cruz at Cruzy Baby. It's with 3 B's. Stay Curious NFT is where you find the project. Sticking with the threes, I guess. I'm MMM Chad. It's kind of like Chad, that kind of thing. Stoff. No one can really tell what he is, but he's something. What are you?
It's at Stove, man. It's keep it pretty simple there. I think it's Stove _ we're all across the project though. Like I said, we're in the Discord every day. It is not hard to find any of us, and we are there answering questions on whatever platform you do find us on.
Awesome. Well, on that note, stick around. I guess all y'all for a quick second, kind of like how I did. I'm gonna go ahead and mute it, but for real, I appreciate all y'all for coming on and taking some time out of y'all's honestly evening and just showing some love. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much,
thank you,
man.
my friend.
It's been great.
Stoked to be here.
Oh, that's what. One more time. Can I get a cuckoo?
Oh, let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. I'll be right back. And then let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one more time, episode 88 in the mix, big baby. Shout out to Cruise Baby. Shout out to Stay Curious NFT. If you're not already, go ahead and follow them both. Follow Thug Birds, Thug Dow, as well as Thug Prod. Till next time, y'all, stay fresh, stay clean, stay positive. Hey, you know what time it is, y'all. Caw-caw!